On this episode of Deathwish, me and my friends from all over the country travel out to Hawk Speed and Custom just outside of Tucson to play cards and build a turbocharged turbocharged Camaro and build a turbocharged Mustang for my friend with terminal brain cancer, Matt Henry. That was pretty good. I like that one. That was great. So we've determined that the howl that we hear is unknown and not problematic.
Dude, that is so sick. Dude, that's so rad. This is fun. You guys excited? So we'll put all the fins up and get the extraction, but mostly the street cred. Pretty cool stuff. This is the best day ever! I'm so pumped. That's stuff I've only seen in movies, and it's gonna be in my hot rod.
It's gonna be real life.
When we try to start.
Right, yeah, totally. That'll be the first chance for it to catch on fire.
Right.
Yeah.
We've got 4.5 hours before racing starts. We're in good shape. Genius. Or idiots, I guess. I don't know.
This has been a week that I will never forget.
You still get to choose your attitude. You can choose to stay stoked, and you can also call a friend.
Yeah.
That's what friends are for.
In the end of the day, we're all terminal.
Yeah. So live like it. Make the day matter.
Cool. Stay stoked. I'm Joshua Mazerolle. Well, I own Vague Industries, and my show Deathwish is where expert level fabricators use their skill set to manifest jaw-dropping creations. My crew and I are on a mission, using eye-catching stunts and machines to expose the kindness of strangers in America. I'm in Arizona.
I know, we're in Arizona. But the Punishstang is way taller than normal. It's good times.
Is it good times or what's up?
We don't know yet. We just got here like 3 minutes before you did.
Always good times.
Yeah, it's always good times. So what is good is that the new Borgeson power steering unit is in. It's almost touching the header, so we'll see. We may end up having to shenagle things.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. And then
I mean, we just gotta make it to Tucson so we can take it all
that's all
apart.
we gotta do tonight. And so we have to put in a passenger seat. We just pulled it out of the ute, and we have to find bolts to make that work because they're in peanut butter jars somewhere in that truckload of things. So he's got some, so we're gonna be good. And yeah, we need to figure out why it's not getting power. The OBD2 is actually not getting power because it's not blinking the blue light on the thing.
Okay.
So so we have that information.
Cool.
That's it.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
it doesn't run,
Yeah.
and we gotta make it run so we can drive to Tucson.
This is the facts. And we do have a hot dinner and a nice bed and a shower waiting for us there.
Cool.
Which is unusual for road trips.
Yeah.
We're not gonna sleep on the side of the road or whatever.
The bed sounds great right now.
I know, right? Yeah, you've been in the plane all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My day is longer than everybody else's today because I started in Boston.
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah.
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 Time zones are cool. This is how the car gets driven. This is unbelievable.
Well, that's not true. There's normally pieces of a Power Wheel that hide that, so it's kind of like don't look at the man behind the green curtain situation. You don't normally have to look at it.
We're gonna need more wire nuts.
This is affectionately called by people who have a lot of anxiety online the death spaghetti wire nest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's accurate portrayal of what's going on.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I'm the wire guy today, so
Yeah.
we're gonna need more wire nuts. Okay, so I'm here with my buddy Matt in Phoenix.
Yep.
We're with the Punishstang, and Matt's a good friend of mine, and he's got a pretty special story. He tells it better than I do.
All right. Yeah, so this is true. Let's see, 5 years and like 4 days ago? Yeah, I woke up on the floor. I'd had a seizure. My kids were all around me, kind of praying for me, and my wife, and I was all confused. I went to the ER, and they found a mass on my brain and said, cool. Well, they didn't say cool. They said, well, we'll take it out tomorrow and you'll be better. And I was like stoked because I'd been having things for a while that we couldn't explain. And that's not how that works. Came out of surgery not the same. It's partial lobectomy. They take parts out of you that you don't get back. And so there's skills and things that I can't do, but I make friends that help me figure that out. And it's been good. Yeah, and I've been working really hard to get back to lifing, and I can do it now. And a big part of it has been the car. Basically, my doctor says that success is fuel for the brain, and so this gives me a lot of problems that I have to get my way out of. And then you get this awesome feeling of success when you're back on the road, and that can happen anywhere. And so there's a passenger door panel over there that's just full of signatures of everybody who's helped me along the way, because they saw me on the internet crying and freaking out and came with tools, or because they just saw me pulled over and saw the doors were open backwards and assumed I'd been in an accident, and shine flashlights so I could be wiring in the dark and not lighting my way with the sparks of things that were being arced and whatnot. And yeah, it's just been awesome because the more I fix the car, the more I learn about it, the more I get through problems, the more I get confidence that I can get through more problems. And I've got this attitude that I call bucket list living. And it's like, dude, you know, I've got this awesome scar that reminds me every day that I'm terminal, but the truth is we're all terminal. You're terminal too, and I hope that doesn't bum you out. I hope it motivates you to go live an awesome life. I call it bucket list living. It's making friends, making memories, and making a difference. My goal is to leave everybody better than I found them in every interaction. And my other thing is stay stoked, because you know, the other option's no fun. And, yeah.
So because of his infectious positive personality, we became good friends a long time ago.
Yeah.
We've been talking about wanting to play cars for years, and it just like, I don't know, we never did it. We never said the day. We're like, oh, someday we should. And a couple months ago, you got news that your tumor was growing a little bit. And I just sort of recognized that your quality of life is eventually going to decline to a point where potentially you can't play cars anymore.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah.
So I just, what better than now to just do it. Let's go. So I gathered a whole crew of marauders.
Yes.
We're going to turbocharge this LS Swapped Mustang. We're going to put a 4L80 in it, and we're going to rewire the entire car.
Yeah, bumper to bumper.
We've got help from Wire Care on the wiring. We've got help from
AUS injection.
AUS injection. So they've got injectors for us. And we also have Dirty Dingo on board for the accessory drive and turbo drain and feed system, Faller speed and performance. And Faller donated all the stainless piping and plumbing and stuff, so we're going to build stainless manifold to hold the turbo up.
Creative Street Designs.
Creative Street Designs. He knocked it out of the park with a 4L80 build.
And it's like a full-on like race-built transmission.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And then Hughes converter.
Yes.
So like this thing's going to be like full no joke. We're doing no intercooler, low boost. Just keep it reliable. Keep it simple.
Reliable.
The reliable thing.
Yeah, we're gonna name it. It's called the Punishstang because it punishes me with unreliability every like 400 to 600 miles, and it always ends in a friend and a memory. So it's not a big deal, but it's a lot of patches. So if it's reliable, I mean that's just I'm done.
You
can take me home, Lord. Yeah. We have lights. We have power. We have the lights on the OBD too.
So it was just improperly wired OBD2 port that blew a fuse or something and fixed the fuse.
By improperly wired, there was a bunch of electrical tape, and then there was some misinterpretation of how to put the electrical tape back when the electrical tape fell off. So it was properly wired until it wasn't, and then we're fine. All right, you ready?
Yeah, it should fire right up, I guess.
Fire in the hole.
Okay, this one's doing...
That was new, yeah.
Okay.
Sweet! Let's drive to Tucson! So it's Sunday now, and we've got to drive this thing from Phoenix down to Tucson to Hawk Speed and Custom, and that dude's opening up his doors to all of us hoodlums, and we're going to destroy his shop.
It's just a 5-day thrash with a bunch of people
all week
not
long.
sleeping, and
Friday and Saturday is the duct tape drags with a bunch of the Motor Trend fools. Our goal is to have this thing done within the 4 days, make it there Friday night, and make a pass.
Yeah, that'd be rad.
And then drive it back to San Diego.
And then drive it back to San Diego, yeah.
Awesome. So
through whatever that means.
This better work. And we've got a nasty bent axle shaft, so let's get on the road to Tucson.
Yeah, let's take our bent axle shaft on the road. That's
Tucson.
Let's do it.
Brand new I'm wondering if that howl is not bearings or anything, if it's like a resonation that the car reaches and it's actually like the sheet metal, because a lot of loose sheet metal in this, and it's like just a massive high frequency drum that's
Like a tuning fork.
yeah, like a tuning fork, yeah. But it seems like it's center to this side. So I'm gonna feel the axle tube and see if it's hot. Bearing's not hot. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It definitely still has a bad misfire. All right, so we've determined that the howl that we hear is unknown and not problematic, and the misfire we're gonna ignore.
I have headphones. If you put on headphones, then all noises are fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Excellent, cool.
Yeah.
So we have an hour and a half to go to get to Tucson, and I'm sure that at this point, literally nothing could go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
No, we'll be good. We're gonna eat gas and we're gonna eat all the way there. We're gonna eat hot food and sleep in a real bed.
Oh, I can't wait to lay horizontal. I'm so beat.
You're gonna have a lot of laying horizontal. Oh no, Owen has a lift, huh? You won't be under the car the whole time getting dirt in your face.
Oh, no, I'll be on a ladder trying to work on your stupid turbo manifold.
Yeah.
Do you have a fuel gauge in this?
I have a fuel... I have a method. I think you're gonna like it. It's effective.
I need to adopt that in the Hilux.
Yeah, it really works. This is accurate. So let's find out how much gas we have right now.
Oh, wow. Wait.
Yeah, we gotta go with that. Yeah, so we are at a third of a tank, I'd say.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
We should still definitely put fuel in it.
We should definitely put fuel in it, yeah, because the fuel economy with the dying bearings was cut in half. I was getting like 9 miles per gallon.
Oh, wow.
Instead of, 15,
Well,
17.
also, let's not ignore the fact that it's got a super bad misfire. It's running super fat.
Yes, those are things as well. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
which we're
and
gonna
it's worse
ignore.
miles per gallon because some of those gallons were seafoam. Quite a bit of it actually. All right, so here are the codes that we are running right now. We've got P0102, which is the mass volume airflow circuit low, and then we have the P0103, which is mass or volume air circuit high. So those two average out to everything's fine. And then
I don't think that's how that works, Matt.
No, if you have them both. I think so. And we have the fuel composition sensor circuit low. But that, we believe, is that it doesn't have the flex fuel sensor installed.
Yeah.
So that one makes sense. And then with the, there's no mass airflow sensor, so it's probably reading high and low because it's just trying to figure out what's there. So I think we're okay.
Right. Oh, okay, and that's it?
That's all I've got for codes. Oh wait, yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's what it has in the history as well. So.
Okay, cool. So this thing's making wild noise, and he's got Ride Tech 4-link coilovers in here, and it's extremely loose, like really loose. Like, so this bracket that holds all the 4-link in is like falling out, and I'm hoping that potentially that could be some of our vibration resonance issues. Just found a bunch of stripped out bolts. They're holding the 4-link brackets to the car. All the links are also loose. So yeah, we're an hour from Hawks and build starts tomorrow. We're in good shape. I'm sure nothing will go wrong. This will be an easy go.
Everything will be fine.
This will be super easy. Oh, dude, look at that.
Let's see it. Oh, dang, dude. Awesome.
That looks so cool.
Holy cow. Oh my gosh, oh, it's like metal flake. Dude, that is so sick.
That looks rad.
It looks really rad. I'm gonna have to start jumping the car so people can see it.
Probably not a good idea.
Last time I saw you, we were jumping.
The axles are bent right now anyway, I mean.
That's excellent, cool.
Dude, thank you so much, Luis. It's ridiculous.
This is probably the first thing we should get in the car. Like, we should just hustle on swapping a trans.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, that and the wires just start ripping every wire out.
Yeah. We are at Hawkspeed and Custom. we're getting ready to take the Punishstang, put up on the lift. We're gonna yank the transmission out, rip every single wire out of the car, and start by putting the 4L80 in so we can get a drive shaft measurement, and then the engine and trans will be in its final place. And then, because the fitment of the hot side on the turbo is going to be super, super, super tight, and it needs to be exactly where it's going and no place else. So that's the plan. We start now.
Oh, the other way.
Like you can go.
Yeah, you go, keep going.
Nothing's caught up.
Turns out it's way easier to use the rotor as a slide hammer to pull this thing off. Here, I got you this.
That's genius.
Try.
Sweet. So we got one bent axle. Let's see if we can get a new one.
This is where I shine because I like to hit things with hammers. So we're almost on the dowels, but we're hitting the old exhaust tube here. We're hitting our, these are actually banjo fittings, a little lower profile, but they're hitting back here and here. I think we'll clear that cross member as soon as we're on the dowels, but I'm gonna hammer the floor there just to give us some clearance so we don't rub a hole in our cooler line. And we're probably gonna need to do something here with the crossover so we can get our electrical connected. Exactly.
Yep.
So,
Sweet.
yeah, I guess I will do some marking and start hitting.
I want to get my eyes on it. I want to understand what's going on with the wiring. And then as I understand it, I'll start having you pull out some of it.
Okay.
And then we'll make a game plan on how to get it rewired.
Okay.
So Creative Street Designs built us a 4L80E. We got a Hughes converter in it. It's 3,000 RPM stall. So this thing should be pretty snappy. Should sort of be in party mode full time. And it's going in for the final time. We've done a lot of smashing and cutting up in here.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah. And Matt, you are grinding and prepping our Faller Speed and Performance log manifold kit. So it's got a T4 flange and a whole bunch of, I mean, this is only a couple of them, but we're gonna glue all this together and make something that I think is gonna fit. And when it doesn't fit, we're gonna cut the car around it.
That works. That totally works. Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna do that either way because those shock towers are pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, pretty intrusive.
Yeah.
We milled this so that it would be tighter. It used to be out here, but we just don't have room against the strut towers. So we're gonna glue all these on, run a log across here, mount the turbo up here, and cut whatever hood is in the way.
Out with the old. It's been in there. Had a long, nice run. But it's time for the end of the death spaghetti. And time for some wire care goodies.
This transmission mount turned out sweet, super simple, basic, all gusseted up. That's super strong. You're gonna be able to jump this and show everybody.
That's
the
right.
Transmission.
Full stoke ahead. It's awesome. I'm so pumped, dude.
Not qualified.
That looks great.
So what we're doing right now is we're gonna pull this valve cover. We gotta swap it to the other side of the engine because this is gonna be in the way of the turbo manifold. Also, it's blue and it needs to be black because, yeah, paint it black, hit the track.
Who tightened that up? Boy, that guy was strong. Nice. Look at that turbo log. It's sick. So this is the first test fit to see how much it doesn't fit by. Close to what I was expecting. We're gonna have to chop this strut tower some. But yeah, that's gonna work great. We're gonna have all kinds of room for the up pipe. Sick, yeah. Big old turbo right here. Dump the wastegate. Man, it's gonna get tight with this hinge. So this had 42-pound LS3 injectors in it, and we hooked up with AUS injection, and they got us 1,000cc injectors. We can make a boatload of horsepower with this, way more than we're actually going to. So these are a little oversized, but at least we have room to grow. So we just removed the intake manifold so that we could better get at all the wiring and all the stuff. And what did we find?
Can you see that?
I don't know if it's gonna focus, but that's a socket
Yeah, what size is that socket?
in the intake. It's like
What we got there?
probably
No,
10.
no, it's bigger than that.
Oh wow, dude!
Oh my goodness.
No wonder why it's still in there. That couldn't have fit through the valve. That's
Let's
insane.
Let's get a read on
It
this.
was riding up and down next to the shaft.
It's a
though, like
Pittsburgh
stripper
15
on a
millimeter.
pole.
That's been in there a while?
It used to be black.
So if you've worked on this engine in the past and you are missing a Pittsburgh 15 millimeter, it's your fault.
That's definitely mine. If it's Pittsburgh, that's definitely mine. Dang it!
You left a socket in your own
Love
engine?
the ownership.
I don't know how.
It was in his hand, and
hold that thing up
power
for me.
pulled it into the intake.
Unbelievable. And
it
how many
back in
miles
there.
have you driven with that socket in your intake port?
That would have happened during the flood because we had the intake off to check the air. So that would have been like 1,200 miles.
That's insane.
That I know.
I can't believe you didn't blow this whole thing apart.
I'm terrified that happened.
What are the goals for the end of the day for wiring?
Be done.
Get the
100%.
be done, but no, get the wire loom stretched out, wrapped, branched off for all of the fuel pump, rear, taillights, turn signals, steering column, dash, engine.
So the goal is to get the entire harness laid out in its general area.
That is correct.
Cool. And then tomorrow would be make it run, because that'd be #1 priority.
Yeah, get the
Cool.
battery mounting in the trunk, get the
Yeah.
cables made, and start terminating cables and plugging
Cool.
stuff in.
So if somebody doesn't have something to do, we can start mounting the battery in the trunk.
That's what I was
Yes.
thinking. Yeah.
Sick. So the turbo manifold doesn't really fit in here, and I'm using my Dirty Dingo stickers as a reference mark to cut the shock tower out, and hopefully we'll just sort of cap it back in. Don't get into the coilover right here, but we'll see once I cut it open.
7.8.
Nice. A little bit more. That's looking pretty parallel on the head surface. That's close. That doesn't need a whole lot. This is the first fit of the turbo. Cross your fingers, everything. Ow. Oh, don't cross that finger. Ow. Yeah, oh, it clears. Man, this is gonna be great. Dude, it's so high. This is awesome.
Fitting up this panel in here for the electrical relays, for the main power for the entire car, and for a few other things that the electrical guys know more about than me.
Okay, cool. So is the battery going right here in the trunk?
Battery's gonna end up going right in this corner. We still gotta plate out the floor right here and do a little bit more work. Gotta elevate it just a little bit to make it fit in there and everything, but yes.
Cool. Weight bias.
So I've loomed part of the wiring harness here, the front half and the back half. The other stuff is yet to be loomed because it's a little shorter run. Still looks like spaghetti, but it's not actually spaghetti.
It's the spaghetti of life, no longer the death spaghetti.
White spaghetti.
We came to Hawk Speed and Custom, one of my good friends, because he, just like me and the rest of my friends, builds super wild shit, and he's got crazy friends who also build wild shit. And we've got something I really want to show you.
My name's Terry Woods. I'm a retired design engineer. I worked for 30 years for John Deere. Today, I would like to show you my latest project for a car I'm designing from the ground up. What we have here is a gear drive, crankshaft driven, and it first powers a F3R ProCharger, which is capable of supporting in excess of 2,300 horsepower. This supercharger controls how much air comes into the system. So it will determine the overall capacity. This system will only generate as much horsepower as this supercharger can consume air. We take this compressed air from the F3R and we pass it through a 1,550 horsepower ProCharger air-to-air intercooler. To get additional power capability, we have incorporated a bypass. In this bypass, we have 3 phases of water meth injection. So we are not only compressing the air, we are also doing anti-detonate. Then passes into a ProCharger F1C, which further compresses the air. From there, it passes into the engine.
Yeah, so we're making a downpipe right now. It's going to come down, dump out through the fender, and then go under the car and back. But we're just using scrap and whatever we got lying around to make it happen. I think that this should go through the wheel well lower rather than higher, because I think it gets like double walled up here, and down there it's like a nice easy transition to get under the floor.
All right, so what we're doing here, because we've swapped from a 4L60 to a 4L80, that transmission has 2 speed sensors instead of just 1. We pulled a couple of pins out of this main connector and repinned it. Got a little new connector for that here. We're using these little heat shrink deals that actually have adhesive and a little bit of solder inside them. I thought these were kind of hokey, but apparently these are actually used to fix fighter jets. So they're pretty good stuff, and we'll A lot easier than trying to get right up next to this connector with solder and try not to melt the other wires.
So basically just the heat gun will melt the solder and make the connection?
Yep, yeah, it's all in one, it's sealed, and then we're going to just slide some heat shrink over it, and you'll never know it's in there.
Dang.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday. We've got one more day, today and one more day. And cold side's done. Wiring is how much done? Percentage.
We don't talk about numbers here.
I'll go 60.
Yeah, okay, wiring's not about numbers. Turbo manifold is essentially done. We still gotta do crossover, working on downpipe now. And yeah, after that, pretty much wire up cigarette lighter and fire it up and take it for a ride. That's your job, wire guy.
Yep.
It's gonna be down to the wire. You know, I'd like to make it known publicly that we are always down to the wire guy. The wire guy is always the most confident in the beginning, and at the very end, they start to scramble and start to hack stuff together, and that's how things. Yeah.
Well,
Ooh, did you see that? That hurt. That hurt
I'm
your
not
soul.
hacking stuff together.
Well, you can't be down to the wire unless you have wires.
Right.
So, I mean,
that's why they call it down to the wire.
Exactly.
Because it's always the wire guy's fault.
Ouch.
Yes, sir.
Ouch. Well, it's on public record. Thanks. Bye.
I'm wrapping up my loom under the dash, forming it a while ago. So if you look, I've got kind of a swooped up, and then it's going to come over and go around this corner to clear a couple things, and then it should be nice and clean afterwards.
That'll be the first time this car's ever had that experience in its life. Matt, come look at your downpipe.
I want to see it. Oh, dude. Oh, that's awesome. That's gonna look so good. Dude, that's so rad. Oh, yes. Oh man, that's awesome. And look, that's great. That muffler's gonna fit perfect. Dude, this thing is dope. I love that. It really is nice, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's
I mean,
really
for a
good.
bunch of junk old used pipe, we're just gonna MIG weld together.
That's okay.
It's stainless.
This is a junk old used Mustang that's like just kind of put together as well.
Yeah,
it's
perfect.
Good. It's good.
Yeah, there's almost some intentionality.
No, dude.
Yeah, we're hiding all the
Did
ugly
you see
bits.
my CAD drawing that I did with my finger on the cell phone?
No.
Well, it was awesome and it looked just like this.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's exactly like this.
Going, building to print.
Yes, exactly.
It's exactly the way
Engineering
Henry Ford
intended
intended
it.
it.
Daniel, you had it just right.
Alright, so we are about to sleeve the gap between where the wire loom splits for the left side headlight and the right headlight. And got this awesome stuff from Roadkill that is a fabric loom, but it has also heat shrink. So this is my first time seeing this product, and so far I love it. So
Let's see how it works.
Right.
Oh wow, yeah. Okay.
That is awesome.
Back off a bit.
I'm super pumped on these. Check it out. Awesome turn signal lights. If you're curious what they're from, there would normally be a license plate here and another light there on a Ford truck. And they're gonna be awesome. I'm super pumped at how they turned out.
Just got done crimping the wiring harness for the headlights, and we are installing the brand new lifetime LED headlights. Boom. There you go.
I'm pretty certain this is the last time the turbo manifold needs to go in and out of this. This has been like 400 times.
I know, it really has, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So Dirty Dingo sent us the feed line, and then obviously we're using their accessory brackets because like it just works. It fits in everything.
I've been so happy with it. Like, that was my goal with the car, was get the alternator under there. Then we put all this stuff on, and everything's worked flawlessly. And then also those mounts, dude. We would not have done this swap without those mounts.
Yeah.
It would seriously have been impossible.
Yeah, I mean this whole thing couldn't have been done without all the partners and all the people that helped.
So true, so true.
Cool. Well then I'm gonna get this in right now, and then we can start putting turbo on for good.
I can't wait to see turbos.
Today's the last build day. We're supposed to be racing tomorrow morning, and I think we're doing good. We're doing pretty good. We're gonna make it.
We're gonna make it.
Yeah. At this point, nothing could go wrong.
No. Yeah.
No, we're gonna lose the shop though.
Yeah, we're gonna lose the shop. we gotta meet the deadline.
We literally are. I mean, there's the deadline where Owen has to go back to work and we have to be on a drag strip. So that's a real thing.
So we've got this battle braid sleeving with Duraflex braided heat shrink. This stuff is nuts.
me get my meter ready so I can test, see if stuff has the right amount of power. All right, go for it.
Yeah. Cool. There was no sparks. There's no load. That's good.
Okay. Ah. Hello. That's not supposed to be on, is it?
It sounds like something is trying to be on, but
Yeah.
it's not on. I don't know, but we do have power to the computer.
Right, but I'm not turned on. Like
How can you tell?
my power, my power is not on. So it's got.
No, that did it.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, well, that's good. That green light's always on.
Is it always on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the blue light is
Okay.
when we have power to the computer.
Well,
Is the key off or on right now?
off. No, does it connect to Bluetooth? No. Okay.
Sure.
Well, it is freaking out. So.
Something's unhappy. Oh, we have a fuel gauge.
Well, right now it's not connected, but yeah.
I know, but I saw lights and they were LED.
Do I hit the crank just to see if, I don't know, magic happens? Just to bump the.
Just to see the start over.
Yeah.
Try
There's
it.
no oil.
Yeah, there's no pan, but
Well, I
just to
also
bump it
don't.
over.
I don't think it'll bump anyway.
Woo!
Ah, it worked.
All right, well that's cool. The car feels a little bit alive.
Yeah.
My heart jumped.
Oh, it feels so good to see my computer again. Okay, so this is fun. You guys excited? It's connected. All right, we want to go to logs.
Yeah.
So I wear that right.
Yeah. So OBD2 works. The computer has everything it needs. This is great.
It does. It does.
Okay, so this should run if we had an oil pan on it and turbo plumbed. Cool. Well, that's excellent. This thing should run.
Yeah.
Let's finish it up and go drag racing.
Second wind. Let's
do
do it.
I didn't hear a socket in the engine anymore either.
Oh, it did sound healthy.
Oh, it did. It did. Yeah. But you know what? That's probably why it sounded so weird.
The turbo is finally going on for good. Once and for all. Never again. Because we'll never have a problem with it.
No, of course not. And we'll never need to change spark plugs ever.
Ever.
Yeah. No.
Uh-uh.
Can I still change the springs while that's in? Because basically, as soon as I'm unsupervised, I'm changing the springs.
The wastegate spring?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah. Okay.
Lose my number.
Yeah, lose my number. Yeah, I won't really.
I really don't want them to touch the power.
Matt,
Yes.
you just learned how to weld this weekend.
I know. I really did, and I'm gonna make something awesome.
And this is a new grill for the Punishstang
Yeah, it
after
is.
it got caught in the flood.
Yeah. You know what? That was already broken, but I'll blame the flood anyway. Well, yeah. So yeah, this is gonna be so legit, and I'll paint it because then it won't rust in the next flood. This is the best day ever! It's the final day of the build. We are going to be at Duct Tape Drags. Well, we were hoping for tonight, but either way, we're gonna go get the car tuned today. There's a ton of guys working today. We've got all the Joshes, all the Dans, and now 2 Chads, which is pretty cool. And I'm doing some more stuff that I've only seen on TV. Look at this. What? Yeah, we're putting louvers in the hood. That's the turbo. It's about that shape. And there'll be like just a partial louver back here, and then louvers up front. And then this is what they actually look like. These are so rad. Josh cut these out of aluminum with a plasma cutter. And so we'll cut it out, so we'll put all the fins up and get the extraction, but mostly the street cred. Pretty cool stuff. Hey look, it's a familiar face. What are we doing in here?
I am installing the shifter for you.
That's awesome.
Yay.
I'm so pumped. That's stuff I've only seen in movies, and it's gonna be in my hot rod.
It's gonna be real life.
I sat in there and just pretended to shift it last night. True story. I was like hoping I wouldn't wake people up. It's just clack, 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 clack. Just ramming through the gears. It's so rad. Thank you for putting it in.
Matt, that looks so good. That's your first like real thing that you've ever made.
I know. Like it's been in my head for like months and months and months, maybe longer. And dude, I fabricated a thing. It's so rad. And I don't feel like it's fabricable. Like I feel like it's actually pretty good. I wanted it to have like a bigger lean and like a bigger like beak, and it does. I'm so pumped on it, man. This is cool. This is like the Ford Raptor grill material, so like that's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the only thing we gotta do
Yeah.
is finish wiring the fuel pump, and
Yeah.
this thing will fire up.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Or it'll the first time we can find all the leaks when we try to start.
Right, yeah, totally. That'll be the first chance for it to catch on fire.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, trying to load the tune that Derek sent, and that way we can compensate for the AUS 1000cc injectors, the turbo, so you can pull a bunch of timing out of it so it doesn't send the rods to the side of the block.
And 2-bar mount.
And 2-bar mount.
Cool.
Because boost.
Cool, we got this loaded. We'll give it the first test fire. We've got 4.5 hours before racing starts. Whether or not we make it on time is up in the air, but we're in good shape. We've got most of the major stuff done. We gotta load the tune on it and give it the first test fire and find all our oil and coolant and fuel leaks, get those fixed, and then we're gonna go out and just do a little bit of street tuning. Derek from Calculated Chaos is gonna remote tune it back and forth. We're gonna do some data logs and make changes based on the telemetry and data that we've seen.
What's up, dude? I'm stoked, man. This is gonna be awesome. Oh, what do we have here?
No, we're getting ready to put in the exhaust. This is it, like from turbo all the way out. You've got an exhaust system.
So first test fire, it's base tune, Calculated Chaos, remote tune this in. Owen Hawks loaded it up, and Imperial Beach Dad is gonna give it the first fire. It's gonna start the first time, every time.
Otherwise, we lose the shop.
Or we're gonna lose the shop, hit it! That's awesome, do it again. Do it again, might take a couple times.
Alright.
It'll get it.
I can hear the fuel pump. Yeah, it's getting better.
So we had a problem where when we turned the key off, it was just like slowly dying. Like it wouldn't just shut off like it's supposed to. We fought and fought and fought and dug through wires and cut wires. And then what we finally found is that we didn't wire the fan on a relay for some reason. And the fan had inertia that was acting as a generator and backfeeding the system and keeping it running. Genius. Or idiots, I guess. I don't know. Pick one. Whatever one's your favorite, that's what we are.
This guy learned to measure.
Look at these heat extractors.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to cut this all the way out.
Turned out really well.
But yeah, sweet. That looks fast as hell, man.
Yeah, it does, dude.
Yeah, we all learned so much this week.
This has been a week that I will never forget, and I will have memories of the rest of my life.
That's the whole purpose of this.
This has been something I've always wanted to do my whole life, is get together with a bunch of dudes and do something almost impossible in a week, and
yeah,
we did.
It's like overhauling. It's not even about the car, it's about the people.
Yeah, and the
Wiring
friendships.
PTSD.
You wiring PTSD.
6.5 hours later.
So at the first gas stop, on the way to Duct Tape Drags, leaving Hawkspeed and Custom, and there's like a whole, feels like 10 hours maybe, that we didn't record anything. We had to build a new drive shaft. The drive shaft turned up too short, and then we had tuning issues, and then we had time zone problems where we were chasing time zones and tuners, and the tuner would give us a base file, and then they would go to sleep and we couldn't get any more tuning in, and we finally ended up dragging somebody out here in the middle of the night, a local dude that just like, this thing's sick now. It works great. There's nothing wrong with it, and then we're driving all the way to Dragway right now. But what a journey this whole week, especially tonight, has been, and all we want to do is make a pass. But it looks so rad.
Yeah, it's freaking awesome. It's persevered through so much stuff. I mean, we went for days without sleep and all these problems. I mean, Josh, you used fire to make a drive shaft. This drive shaft is not even 12 years old and we've been beating on it all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So this is the whole purpose of this episode had nothing to do with the car.
Yeah.
The purpose of the episode, honestly, was to get people from all over the country to come together. Yeah. The focal point was the car, but the purpose was really the experience that we have building the car and working together and overcoming all of the adversity that came from building this car.
Yeah.
You know, the purpose was to be present and to have fun with each other. So when we got here to Duct Tape Drags, I kind of turned the camera off and we just experienced the day. Like, it was time to hang out with our friends. You made a personal best pass.
Yeah,
13.9,
yeah,
right?
It was great. Yeah, broken into 13s and triple digits on the mile per hour.
Hell yeah,
yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So live like each day matters.
Yeah, and overcome adversity, whatever it is. I mean, it doesn't have to be something big that you see on an MRI. Just be something that's ruining your day. You still get to choose your attitude. You can choose to stay stoked, and you can also call a friend.
Yeah.
That's what friends are for.
In the end of the day, we're all terminal.
Yeah. So live like it. Make today matter.
Cool. Stay stoked.